So it is 8 in the morning. Dick, Tubbs, Jack, and Sam are all in Japan. I've got to cut WTF to... Oh, for... Jesus Christ. Ross! Wake... Ross!
I'm a happy camper! WTF!
Happy New Year, everybody! Here we are, 1 year closer to the sweet release of death. My goodness gracious me, I cannot wait. But first of all, children, before we die, we have some Raw and SmackDown Live to go through. Raw this week, I thought, was pissing terrible. Yes, there was a couple of good moments, but the rest of it, a big old meh. But for SmackDown Live, Jesus Christ, what an episode of SmackDown Live we had. Everything felt massive, apart from Mandy Rose and Corey Graves, the sick freak who needs locked up. But of course, when talking about this week's episodes of Raw and SmackDown Live, I've got one question to ask you. Would you like a side order of professional wrestling with your massive, smoked, glazed, cooked, fake crowd noises? Kevin Dunn, for Christ's sake, calm down, will you? And of course, because this week's episodes of Raw and SmackDown Live were pre-recorded last week, I should not be stood here making this video because WWE had a whole weekend to iron out all the mistakes. But did they do it? Did they, bollocks? Because they know fine well, if they did that, I would not be stood here making a video, and then they could not steal my ideas and pass them off as their own. Yes, it's 2019, but I'm still not over Colonel McSweaty Bollocks being the best in the world. But here we go. I am Ross Twiddell from Cultaholic.com. I am one half of your Cultaholic Heavyweight Champion. You are a sexual wank pheasant, probably. All of our editors have gone to Japan, so let's see how this goes. And we kick off the new year with a direct quote from Corey Graves, who said the 30-man Royal Rumble event has solidified the legacies and defined careers. Of course, what Corey Graves said there has been true for many, many Rumbles over many, many years, but of course professional wrestling is a what have you done for me lately business. So saying that, what Corey Graves said there, when Shinsuke Nakamura won the last Royal Rumble, yes, he actually won the last Royal Rumble, is a little bit strange to me. Solidified legacies and defines careers translates into turned into a diddler in the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast sense of the word, of course, and makes you absolutely obsessed with some flat earth cock. It's a new era, new things, never seen before. Oh, starts with a 20-minute promo like they do every single bastard week and gives me 2 grey hairs on each side of me bastard head. This week's Raw, though, started with a wrestling match, and not just a wrestling match, but a steel cage match. Oh, fancy! So no 20-minute opening promo, wrestling and mesh. Maybe those lady balls, her man balls, those sweaty balls, and those wrinkly old balls, as my voice goes already, we're not talking out with their asses, and maybe they will tell them the truth. This is a new era, new things. Grab 2 each animal and run away now. The end is nigh, the end is nigh, time to run away, the end is nigh, nigh.
What'd she say? Say, shut up, Renee. What'd she say? Say, shut up, Renee.
The winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, they'll be heading for a main event match at WrestleMania, will they, Renee? Well, as we learned in point 1 of this video, professional wrestling is a what have you done for me lately business. So saying that, when Asuka won last year's Women's Royal Rumble and then went on second on the main card of WrestleMania, is a bit weird, isn't it, Renee? So then, if Renee claims the winner goes into a main event match at WrestleMania and Becky's match with Asuka is off, is it off? I don't know. I've had my head buried in several pigs and booze the past couple of weeks. What's going on? That must mean that Becky Lynch is winning the Women's Royal Rumble and then facing Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship in the main event of WrestleMania 35. She whips, she nay-nays, and she gives away spoilers like Vascular Dave, the piss and pixie fairy, gives away stars at this time of year. Oh my God. Now I can't tell if that whitey was a result of this horrible 2-day hangover I'm going through or the thought of John Cena versus Hulk Hogan in 2019. It was definitely the latter.
What'd she say? Say, shut up, Renee.
So cast your minds back to last year. For weeks, for months, what felt like years before she actually did what she should have done from the start when she said it's none of your pissing business, pals. Renee Young said she couldn't get through to her husband, Dean Ambrose. Despite being married to him, despite living with him, despite owning a Christmas cactus with him, Renee Young couldn't ask Dean Ambrose, why did you turn diddler, pal? However, at the start of this week's Raw, Renee somehow provided us with a pissing essay's worth of words about Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler's mindsets heading into their steel cage match. And I don't know about you, but that makes as much sense as this. Maggle, 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 maggle. And here's a direct quote from Maggle Cole himself. When the McMahon family said they were back in control of both Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live a couple of weeks ago, they said it was about fresh start, about fresh faces, about fresh competition. Why would you say that line at that exact moment, Maggle? That's like going to the front door of any house in the world hosting a session and saying, hello, my name's Byron Saxton. Can I come into your party, please? It's just the wrong time to say that line.
What she say? Say, shut up, Renee.
Oh, Jesus Christ, they're off to a wonderful start this year, aren't they? So a few seconds into that cage match, Dolph Ziggler tries to escape and Renee Young somehow puts this down to Dolph Ziggler's veteran experience while he's in a steel cage with a man who started wrestling 18 pissing years ago. So according to Maggle Cole, Dolph Ziggler is a loner who likes to do things all by himself. Aye, go and ask Sonny that, Maggle, will you? 9 hours they went for. 9 hours! Oh! And he was in the Spirit Squad, and he had that time with Big E and AJ Lee, and much of last year, of course, he was in a tag team with Drew McIntyre. But Maggle, he loves doing things by himself, doesn't he? Things! Cultaholic-related things at this week's WWE Raw. Thank you very much to Brad McNeil, Charlene McNeil, neither Ellen nor Darcy for spreading the good name of Cultaholic throughout the WWE Universe. Next time you go, do what they did. Anytime my name is brought up, people talk about how I was the first Universal Champion. Finn Balor said. No, they don't, pal. First of all, they talk about how pissing gorgeous you are, and second of all, they talk about that massive crotch you stick in my faces every single pissing week. 2019 is the year of the Lucha House Party, apparently, and first of all, I don't think it is. Second of all, well done, Kalisto. Well done for making it through a sentence without resorting to making a random noise. And third of all, I don't think it is once again, as long as Grand Metalik has access to a Twitter account. WWE automatic rematch thingies are a thing of the past. They're gone forever. Seth Rollins on this week's Raw. I want my automatic rematch thing against Dean Ambrose, and I want it now. Hang on, Seth. Are you telling us you don't watch the show? Were you telling us that you didn't watch SmackDown Live when Vince McMahon said, ha ha, thing passed? But back to the point at hand, Sethy Poo. Are you telling us by saying that WWE superstars themselves don't even watch WWE? No wonder every single week in the arse end of last year saw different record low viewership thing, record broken every single pissing week. I'm still hungover. What the hell's going on? We're buggered. Zack Ryder wrestling in a wrestling ring on WWE Raw. He must be absolutely pissing gutted. As we all know, the B-Tech Ric Flair hadn't wrestled a match on WWE Raw all year long, and when you make it that close to the end of the year, surely you just want to make it to the end, see in the record books with some record that nobody wants. Unlucky Zack, there's always next year. And next up we have Maggle Cole claiming it was big baldy bastard Baron Corbin who single-handedly put Raw in the toilet, and Corey Graves saying that's up for debate, pal. Everyone needs a scapegoat. I mean, they're both telling the truth, but not in the way they intended to by saying the things they said there. It makes sense, you know. Please say you know. So according to Corey Graves, this week's WWE Raw was the first time Zack Ryder was on Raw in the entirety of 2018, and that's not right, is it? Because there he is, on the stage when Lady Balls herself was making history with the first ever history-making historic announcement for the Evolution pay-per-view, and he's on the stage a couple of more times. I know he was, I just can't be asked to find the picture. So Happy New Year, Corey, and shove that stat in your quiff. Elias claims he's friends with Kid Rock. I thought he was supposed to be a babyface now. And now it's time for this.
Wankety wank, wankety wank. Wankety wank, wankety wank. Wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank.
Hello everybody, Happy New Year and welcome to Wankety Wank. You know how it works by now, and if you don't, catch the piss up, will you? Thank you very much to Kayla Kelly for pointing this out about Kiss. I know they sang a song about Detroit, but apparently they were formed in New York. Could be wrong. Here's a stat from this week's Raw. Sarah Logan ate a deer heart at her own Viking wedding. Everything I said there was true. So according to Leo Rush, big old Bobby Lashley didn't turn up at this week's Raw to pose. And if Big Dig Tubbs was here, I'd be getting him to make one of those SpongeBob SquarePants things to insert here. But since he's in Japan and we're down to the bare bones here at Cultaholic, this will have to do, so here it goes. Several bad puns earlier. What's he doing there, Leo? Again, apparently Bobby Lashley didn't come here to pose because fighters, they come to pose, don't they, Leo? They come to pose. Leo Rush is now called Leo Lethargic. He's going nowhere in the rush because Seth Rollins broke his pissing neck. Maybe. It looked gnarly as piss anyway. So according to Michael Cole, Ranjan Singh, you know, the great Carly's little toy boy, is the grandfather of Sunil and Samir, the Singh brothers. However, Sunil and Samir are 34 and 31 respectively, while Rajan is only 43. So Michael Cole thinks he's being funny when he's not. Welcome to the club, pal. And here's a direct quote from Corey Graves to round off all the WTF moments from this week's Raw, and I need to read it out word for word because I can't believe he said it. Nia always learns from her mistakes in the ring. So that's Raw done, and good riddance. Apart from a couple of good things, the rest of it, utterly pointless. You won't be telling their grandkids about it, so let's jump over to SmackDown Live. Oh, magic. I am aroused. But of course, there's one question to ask here. Where the hell do you buy nappies that size? Not because I want to wear one. I just want to know. Oh. Made a grave mistake, Corey. Here's a direct quote from Corey Graves. Jesus Christ, slap my arse, call me Betty. He had a great week at work, didn't he? No. So it's a new year, and there are new societal standards where a grown man can wear an undergarment in public, and nobody questions it. Corey, pal! You commentate on professional wrestling. 99.9% of the people you see in front of you are in the Y-fronts, and nobody asks why. So Big E started doing Steiner Math, right? And then Xavier Woods, he called it Steiner Math live on SmackDown Live. Even though Big Scott Steiner has gone on the record more times than I've had pints over the past 2 weeks that he believes that lady balls and her man balls are a pair of cerebral umanga Neville tits. I've tried to make See You Next Tuesday wrestling related and failed miserably. Nevertheless, Scott Steiner referenced and then mentioned on WWE programming in 2019, and Jesus Christ, somebody's getting fired or murdered by Triple H's neck with a massive old peck. A 300-pound man in a nappy pulled a pancake out of his nappy, put it in his mouth, then threw it into a bunch of random people who were gagging for that pancake, despite the fact that it had been in the crotch of a 300-pound nappy-wearing man and in the mouth of a 300-pound nappy-wearing man. Wrestling. New era. New matches never seen before. Things. Oh, the wonder. It's a whole new world. Jeff Hardy versus Samoa Joe again. First of all, it's weird to moan about a match between two lovely sweaty men like Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy. But you'd think that when WWE would promise us brand new things we've never seen before, they would remember their rivalries in 2019 are just a series of matches between the same people back to back to back to back to back.
Yep, I wrong. Yep, I wrong.
New era. New matches never seen before. Oh, the wonder. It's a whole new world, everybody. Well, just a few weeks into this brand new never seen before thing, and Byron Saxton sat there in commentary saying, bloody hell, it's deja vu from last week. Do they not know what deja vu is? I bet the millennial who fed Byron Saxton that line thinks that deja vu is the brother of KSI, who has made the headlines for reasons I'm not quite sure of. Damn millennials. Steiner mentioned now we're breaking the fourth wall as well. When Vince McMahon sees this, he's going to think he's all the way back in 1993 in a room with Gary Strider, but instead of saying, wow, look at that mess, he's going to be saying, whoa, look at that mess. And while we're talking about Jeff Hardy versus Samoa Joe, the referee stopped that count because a wrestler got in his face. And that's what happens in wrestling, because wrestling.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. Joe in a fatal five-way. He'll make the difference.
Elton John Bo Selector once again. Well now, Vinny, we've come a long way from thinking that Samoa Joe is nothing more than the fat Samoan, haven't we, you fickle bastard? Don't let Daniel Bryan see that, or he'll smash your face in. And I'll enjoy it. Hold me back, Daddy. Put him up. Put him up. Pissing Scrappy-Doo. The delusion. I'm making it a WTF moment in 2019 once again because surely Colonel McSweaty-Bullets has got to realise he's a sweaty middle-aged dad. You can't stand up with AJ Styles, the record-breaking WWE champion, with your face looking like that, Shane, for Christ's sake. He'll drop you and make your face as flat as he thinks the earth is. Maybe. Rusev Day, USA. Rusev Day, USA. This man used to worship Putin, for Christ's sake. This man rode into WrestleMania 31 in a pissing tank, almost inciting an international incident where he tried to kill America right in the face. Of course, America in this situation was John Cena. Rusev, you might be the bane spirit animal, you always will be, darling, but that doesn't stop you from being fickle. Don't let Daniel Bryan see this, or he'll smash your beard in. I won't enjoy that one though. So apparently Nakamura landed right on top of Lana, which means that she must have an arse like an infected baboon's. He's nowhere near her. And anyway, Lana, as we stand here in 2019, is supposed to be a fully fledged WWE superstar, a fully trained professional wrestler. Yet here we are in 2019, and one back bump in a professional wrestling ring with a man sort of landing near her wipes her out like a pedestrian on GTA when I'm in a car. So when Mandy was getting changed, she sent that picture there to Jimmy Uso because that's a really nice towel. That image there was shown on the Tron though, which means as well as sending it to Jimmy Uso, Mandy must have sent that picture of that nice towel to Kevin Dunn. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to think about the kind of chattering those bastard teeth were doing when his phone went buzz. So Sonya Deville's new finisher, it's a Mickey DT. She gives herself a Mickey DT, she breaks her neck, which confuses her opponent so much, she can pin her for 3. That needs change now, Sonya, please. We've been waiting over a year, he claims. John Cena's last match on SmackDown Live, February the 27th, 2018, where he defeated AJ Styles. Agonising, so close to being the sickest burn of the year, fam. Oh, God. But when Becky Lynch said to John Cena, Nikki Bella won't be the only woman who drops you this year, she forgot that she was on a pre-recorded episode of SmackDown Live, which was recorded in 2018, but aired in 2019. So Nikki Bella dropped John Cena last year, and not this. Hang on a second now, we have Zelina Vega having a go at John Cena and Becky Lynch for being former champions and has-beens and old news and all that bollocks, when the man who she represents is a former champion himself. She's a former champion in Impact Wrestling, and in WWE, she's won bugger all, so how can she say anything? Have you ever wondered what a duck's arsehole looks like without having to look at an actual duck's arsehole? Well, there it is. Another week, another no mention from WWE about the vegan alternative WWE Championship that Daniel Bryan promised to bring in when he defeated AJ Styles at TLC last month. Has the little ghost man had a change of heart? Because if he has, that's fickle, pal. You should smash your own face and beard in. New era, new matches, never seen before. Oh, you know how it goes by now. We're getting AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship. And I know once again it's weird to moan about this match because it will be one of the best in WWE in 2019, or probably this decade, up against the propaganda and the lip service. It's just weird, isn't it? And I really wanted to see Daniel Bryan versus Rey Mysterio because up until now, they've had 2 singles matches, just 2, on Raw, random episodes of Raw, in 2012 and 2013. What could have been?
Yep, I wrong. Yep, I wrong.
What are those? What a way to end. I'm a way to die. Goodbye. Follow me on Twitter at Ross on Wrestling, pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/cultaholic, but most importantly of all, subscribe to this channel and follow us everywhere.